I'm Olivia Margaret Lavelle. I was born in Galway City and raised Milltown, Tuam, country Galway. So I think I'm very standard country Irish upbringing. So dad was a farmer and also he had his own business working in the building trade, and my mum was a dressmaker. So both parents were working, and we also worked on the farm and worked in the house. So I'm old school, you know. I kind of left the house to go working at 14. Super Value in Tuam. I lied, I told them I was nearly 16. And when they found out, they said, "You said you were nearly 16, and I was like, "Define nearly."
Tell us about your school. How was school?
All right, so I went to the Mercy Convent in Tuam. So a lot of nuns in the school back then. One of them really had a soft spot for me, but the rest of them, what's the opposite of having a soft spot?
They had it in for you? Or?
The rest of them had it in for me. They remember me for sure, you know. I was good crack. I tried to get on with everyone. I think I can come across a little bit in your face sometimes. Yeah, I went from secondary school straight into doing fashion in Limerick, or the core year in Limerick. The plan was to do fashion. I suppose my mum being a dressmaker, and we used to thrift shop actually back then. So this whole load of vintage behind me here is a lifelong kind of passion, I suppose, collection. And I left college after 1 year because fashion is notoriously expensive. So I didn't have that kind of backing or that funding. I went off traveling. I came home with my son, who's now 17. I went back to college when he was 1, and I did to master's level in psychology and Spanish. And I speak a couple of languages. And I've done a lot of voluntary work in my time, like a lot of volunteering hours, and I love that. I think I love that about myself. I wish everyone did that. I think it should be a standard thing, you know. And this here now is my son is 17, and I'm kind of coming back out again as my own person again. Like, I don't want to call it a midlife crisis or a passion project, but it's something to do from one week to the other that I love doing. And so I'm trying to build the job of my dreams for myself, I suppose. So skipping the fashion degree and going straight into fashion buying and maybe fashion making next year.
And your passions and hobbies?
My passion and hobbies. People. Be the psychologist in me. I'm neurodivergent, so I can read a room really easily. I love reading people, not in a bad way, like all good vibes. I love fashion. I love collecting fashion that increases in value. So it's like wheeling and dealing fashion. I love that. I love traveling. And actually, like a lot of the fashion I've collected or the vintage I've collected is from traveling trips. So I'm trying to like rope that into my real job, that I get to go off to the continent once a month and buy a load of vintage clothes.
Very good. Has Galway changed over the years?
Galway's always been known for being a bohemian city, and I'm told it's still maybe the most bohemian city still in Ireland, but I think it's lost so much of that. And whereas I am all for the amazing blonde coffee and the epic breads and pastries we have, I love that. I think we're gone a bit fancier than I would like. I love that bohemian side of Galway. So I see a lot of that gone, but I mean, I'm on a mission to bring some of it back. I think we can revive it, you know?
Can you remember the last time you were truly happy?
Yes, I have a great one. Okay, so I love sea swimming. It's something I do, I've done it for years, and I do it on the blues days and the happiest days. Any day is a sea swimming day, right? But one day I was out in Silverstrand, and I don't know if you know, when the tide is in on Silverstrand, it's almost like a bath, you know? And the waves kind of crash right on the edge. So I love Dead Man's Float. I'm very comfortable in the water. So I was lying there, and it was a nice sunny day, and I was so relaxed that I nearly nodded off, like genuinely nearly nodded off in the sea. And I was thinking to myself, wow, like how amazing where I am in my life that I can almost nod off. That was very calm, you know. So I was just there really in my own world, really enjoying this, and then a wave caught me. and flashed me to the ground. And I didn't get hurt or anything, but like in the midst of the tumble, I was screaming, laughing, because it was just, I don't know, so life. It was just so life. Just when you think everything's smooth, boom, you get another lesson to learn, and you know, your perspective, that's all you got.
Oh, beautiful, lovely, lovely. Can you remember like your proudest moment?
Yeah, it's so easy. It's so easy. My proudest moment in life was when I was being wheeled back from giving birth. I'm being wheeled, and this might be, I don't know, it's a bit salty, right? Because you've just given birth, right? Your child is in your arms, right? It was just amazing. But what made me proud, and it's not really nice, but you're passing all the other women who are still waiting to give birth, and you're like, I've done it, you know, and you're just like, I don't know, it's a very basic one, but I felt so proud of myself. And oh my God, my son, I could have gobbled him up, right? So yeah.
Do you have any regrets in life?
Do I have any regrets in life? I tend to live without regrets in general. Like, there's very few that I have, but I love singing. Nowadays I'm okay to get up and sing, but 20 years ago, there's no way I would have sang, and very few people knew I sang even. And so when Pop Idol first came to Galway, I was a manager in Brown Thomas at the time. And I remember the whole day there, I was working, it was over at 6. I wasn't going, I had no intention of going, I didn't ask for the time off. But I sat there the whole day and sweat was literally rolling down my arms. And that moment has stayed with me my whole life, because I regret not going down and singing that day. It was like intuitively I knew I should have, but I wasn't anywhere ready to do that for myself. Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, I think that's something you learn with age anyways, and you know what I mean? But yeah, I knew it, and not following my gut that time. Who knows? I could be as big as Shakira now, you know?
Hi, sorry.
Beautiful. If you could give one piece of advice to your younger self, smaller Olivia, what would that be?
Okay, so often I say when I'm chatting to people, I love chatting, I tell people well, what advice would you give that person if that person was if you were your sister, or if you were your mom, or if you were your best friend? So that do unto others that we want unto ourselves and stuff, or love yourself. Genuinely be selfish about it, because the better you are and the happier you are in yourself, all the people around you who love you, that's what they want for you. And so by actually being selfish and putting yourself first, maybe it feels like you're putting yourself first, I think you're putting the ones who love you first by putting yourself first. So yeah, love yourself, as cheesy as it sounds.